Dobry day.
Zdravejte.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Well, we're rapidly approaching the end of September.
We are. Weather has definitely cooled this week.
Oh, it has. We know it's cooler in the evenings because we have the cats in. Speaking of which, there is one here.
Yes, you can't just make up their mind which one they want to sit on.
But yes, they're spending more time in the evenings, so we're getting lots of cat cuddles, which is nice. They're acting like feline hot water bottles.
Yeah, they're very useful for that.
But yes, autumn is definitely
Approaching.
almost here.
So we've had a week catching up on little jobs, haven't we?
Well, you say little jobs. One job was quite big. We decided that Lynn's been after a lamb oven room as a kind of a
Gardening shed,
potting shed, that sort of thing, for, well, getting on for 4 years now.
Yeah, and Adam's never looked after it since he's had it as a tool shed. It's always a mess. So I suggested that we swap them around, bring all the gardening and decorating stuff from the barn up to here.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because this is where the gardening and painting takes
But
place.
this is the end. I also use all my tools, which is why my tools should be here, but
Okay.
apparently not.
No. And your work table's down there. So it was definitely time for a change.
So we spent the weekend moving stuff from the house to the barn, from the barn to the house.
And it's now much neater.
It's much tidier. We then spent time tidying up the barn, burning old bits of wood, little scraps of wood, that sort of thing. Basically stuff that we could burn, which didn't cool down. We obviously didn't burn anything that was full of plastic and that sort of thing because, well, you don't do that, do you? But we have done an awful lot of tidying and it's looking a lot better.
Yes. And you can now see what you've got.
Yes, I can. So
Couldn't do before.
I knew where everything was.
And then we've just been catching up on little jobs.
Yes, pottering about, just doing little things that need doing. The chimney is, I've had a week off from that because availability and materials and that sort of thing. That will start next week, so we haven't ditched the idea. I just didn't want to be a week and a half with a hole in the roof. So I think that's sensible, really.
Yeah. And we've started getting the garden back under control.
Bit of trimming.
Yeah, it's the first time I've had the strimmer out for months.
So it's been quite an active week. Now, I know a lot of you are sitting there going, how active can a week be? You don't do anything, you lot. Well, this is kind of an insight into what our days look like. This isn't your food. 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 This still isn't your food. This isn't your food. Now that we've got the pets fed, watered and sorted out, we can get on with some of the work for today. Main job today is to put some shelves in these alcoves, tidy them up and carry on just developing the summer kitchen to how we want it to be. The more observant of you may have noticed, I've tidied up. It was long overdue, but it does now mean I can find the wood in the widths and the sizes I need quite easily, which should speed things up. Should do. So that's the shelves cut, sanded and stained. I just have to wait for the stain to dry a little bit before I can fit the shelves into the alcove. There's now only going to be one shelf in the middle alcove because we've found that the smoker fits perfectly in the alcove here for storage. So that's what we're going to do. And there we have the shelf fitted. That's the shelf in use. I've brought out some of my barbecue stuff because this is where I'm going to be using it rather than the cellar. That's all stored away nicely, handy for next time we do a barbecue. Now on to the next job. You slow everything down, chaps, you know you do. The more you get in the way, the slower dinner will be. Go on then. Come on. Not your food. 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 And there the lights have come on. It's dark enough. I know you can't see much apart from a few little lights, but they're doing what they're supposed to do and looking very good.
The other thing that happened this week is the Bulgarian children went back to school.
Yes.
They always go back to school on the same day each year.
Good luck to them all.
Yeah, and they have a lovely ceremony here every year when their school year starts. They welcome all the children who are starting school for the first year. And it's a real celebration day.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Very different to the UK, I feel, where I think all my children's first days were dreaded.
By you or them?
Me. Not so much by them, but definitely by me. But here, it's just almost a case for celebration, and the children really look forward to it.
I must admit, I used to celebrate when the children went back to school.
But yeah, no, it's a very different vibe, I feel.
Definitely.
And much better. A really good way to start children down that route. They don't start primary school here till they're 7, I think.
No, there is kindergarten beforehand.
Yeah, they go to kindergarten, but they don't start proper school till they're a bit older.
Yeah.
Than in the UK, but it's definitely a cause for celebration.
Definitely.
And everybody gets involved. Teachers, parents. There's a big celebration as the children go to school for the first time.
Yes.
First graders going first. And it's just lovely.
It is.
It's a very, very good outlook, I think, to have.
Absolutely. So hopefully they'll all do well, enjoy their time, and well, have a great time at school.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think we've got an awful lot more this week, have we?
We haven't. We have an upcoming event to tell you about, and it's a village event here in Macaripolska.
Oh yes, we have our annual village pie festival.
It is a week on Saturday, 10:30 in the morning. The festivities begin. If you're in the area, pop along. It's a sight to behold. All these benitzes and pies and things.
Yes, we're going to go this year. And every other year we've always had some other arrangement on the day they've held it, so we couldn't go. But this year we've deliberately kept most of the weekends in September free, so,
just in case. Yeah.
So we wouldn't miss it.
So that's coming up in a week's time. So if you're around, we may see you there.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
So that really is it for this week. So until next week, it's time for us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Do skoro.
Do skoro.